Hello. Today's topic is very close to my heart. It is something that has helped me transform my space, emotional space, internal space, productivity. It has helped me manage my time better, my relationships better. And it is decluttering. If just look around and see wherever you are, see how is this space designed. Are there artificial lights around you? Is there a possibility of free movement of breeze? How does the shapes on the wall, how does the marble on the floor, how does the ceiling, how does it make you feel? And this is the peripheral aspect. Now look around and see how do the things make you feel, the things that are around you. And it is absolutely extraordinary how we manage our physical space and how it can change the way we feel. So this is about redesigning the emotionality of the space. So if you look around in a personal space, there are two kinds of things. One, if there's a thing that you place because of its emotional relevance, and two, you place the thing because of its utility. But if you look at your space mindfully, you'll realize that a lot of times we get lost in the humdrum and the cyclical life that we are leading, that we forget to remove the spaces, remove the things that we don't need anymore. And so I decided to declutter my house. So I know that decluttering your room is very easy because you are the sovereign authority on what stays and what goes. But decluttering the house means that there are shared spaces and shared emotions. And a lot of times it might sound ironic and unbelievable. We hold on to things even if they have emotional reference points of pain associated with them. So I took the decision of decluttering spaces, shared spaces. It took me 3 hours, and after those 3 hours, you would not believe what all things we had saved as a collective consciousness. So we had video games as old as probably when I was in class 6th. We had preserved them for some reason, and I think there is a certain idea in preservation that who knows when we might need them again. But if you haven't used a certain thing for say around 3 years, then there is a very low possibility that you would use it. So I put it all in a box with a permanent marker. In that carton, I wrote outside what are the contents of those box. Then there was a huge bag of things that I'm sending for recycling. Then a lot of clothing, a lot of shoes that will be donated to a certain NGO. And post these 3-4 hours of decluttering attempt, you can feel how amazing the space feels. So decluttering or mindfully reorganizing your space is something that is an amazing tool for emotionally bringing more love and life into your space. Also, imagine this. It saves more time. If you don't have things that you don't need around you, then it saves space, it saves time, and it saves energy. And time, space, and energy are 3 important coordinates that we need to create a wholesome life living experience. Besides decluttering, what I also did was that I consciously decided to get more plants. So I already had a lot of indoor plants in my room, but I got more plants for rooms around me as well, because I think it simply brings more life to your life. When you bring living plants inside your room, then there's more life. So it's very simple. And so little indoor plants around me. The other thing that I would ask you to do is that ask yourself a very simple question. How does my space make me feel? So imagine you had a great day outside and you enter home. how does your living space make you feel? Does it take away energy or does it give you energy? So if it drains you, then this is a good idea to sit and to make a list of things that you need to eliminate. If you can give away, you can recycle, so you can be ecologically mindful while you're decluttering. And ideally your space must make you feel good. So for example, bedroom is a space that must make you feel warm and ready to rest and relax. Living room is a space that must make you feel cheerful, vital, lively. It's a space where guests sit. Then kitchen must make you feel a certain sense of sensuality in terms of fragrances, colors, textures that are around you. So just go around and do this emotionally sensing tour of your house to just kind of get a hang and sense of how does your space makes you feel. And that is the first point when you begin to do decluttering. I must confess that it can get really overwhelming if you just look around and if you have too many things, because we have a tendency to hold on to preserve. Then divide it into parts. It's not important that you do everything in one go. What is important is that you slowly do it for a period of time so that you complete the task of making your space filled with life. Also, once you do decluttering, what happens is you become mindful of buying consumption habits. So for example, if you go out and you buy, then you ask yourself that, do I really need it? Because you know that you have already spent a lot of time into getting things that you once needed or you thought you need to get out of your living space. Then you become more conscious when your consumption habits should ideally become more conscious. So that is what I wanted to share, this idea of decluttering. I hope that you realize that every space has an energy stamp, and may you have the capacity and the mindfulness to reorganize your space in a way that makes everyone, yourself first, makes you feel live and alive. Yeah, and